Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do your What's Cracking reading. Completely au naturel, house falling around me this morning. It's okay, I finally got on to do the reading. It's just been one of those mornings. Always when you have a lot on your agenda, everybody wants something, and it's blown me away. So I've been up since 2 a.m. with a very bright mind because Spirit chose to bring me in some incredible messages at that time of the day. So here I am at 7 a.m. feeling slightly jaded but ready to do a reading. Firstly, a huge thank you to you all for your support of the channel. Welcome to the new people on board. It's wonderful to have you joining me. And to all the beautiful people that have supported me for a really long time, thank you for your gorgeous comments, and I appreciate all that you do for me. Okay, couple of updates. Linda, the psychic pinup, and I will be going live today on her channel. If you want the link to that, it will be on my channel at the Aussie Goddess. Please come and join us. You may get a free reading while you're there. We do readings. And that will be at 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So if you're around, please come over and join us. I know a lot of you come over from my channel already, so I'm really appreciative of your following. The other thing is I have the tarot group for beginners on this Saturday. I will be planning a tarot group intermediate level for September. So keep your eye out for that, because I know a lot of people wanted intermediate tarot. I feel like that will be a lot of fun with some of you because we had such a good time with the beginners. This week with the beginners tarot, there is still one place left. So if you are interested in joining us, please just email me. All right, we are going to use the Lightseers tarot for your reading today. And we're starting off with the beautiful Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is a card that talks about, it's about spreading the wealth fairly in its traditional way of seeing it. But what it is about equal give and take. Now, I heard a guy on TikTok who calls himself a coach, and he says we can never be equal because men are more equal than women are, which was quite sexist and unnecessary. What it really means, though, is not really that you've got to be exactly 50-50. It's about returning something for what you receive, and it could be gratitude. It doesn't mean that what you're putting in goes unnoticed, but I do know that if you keep putting into a situation where you're not getting something back, it will become toxic. You will become resentful, you will become fed up with something if you're investing constantly and you're not getting something in return. So what it talks about is equal give and take. And as I said, that doesn't have to be necessarily 50-50. There'll be times when you can only put in a small amount, other times when you'll put in a big amount. But what it means is there's reciprocity here, that you should be sharing yourself equally. And it very often comes up in relationship where there's a distortion of that value. So if one person's putting in a lot of energy, trying to make a relationship work, trying to invest, giving it lots of love, and there are people out there, very empathic people who keep investing, keep throwing love at things because they feel like sometimes it's going to fix something, and of course we know it doesn't. So it's constantly throwing yourself at something and not getting sort of anything back for what you're doing. All right, so we have the Seven of Cups here. Now, this is what I went through this morning with this huge epiphany moment that I was woken up for, where the world moved for me completely and I had the hugest wake up. The Seven of Cups talks about illusion. Now, in this particular card, it looks more like delusion or confusion. This guy's trying to pick a cup. We often, when we're offered something, for example, this Six of Pentacles here, if you go into a situation and you're offered a situation, you expect that the person going into that situation with you is going to be as generous as you are. If you're empathic, sometimes you sort of have this idea that that people are going to be as giving as you. The Seven of Cups talks about illusion. It talks about dream states. It talks about you being confused by the fact that perhaps you imagine something to be very, very different to what it is. there are lots of illusions in our lives, a lot of illusions that we are taught and we socially accept. So, you know, it could be the illusion of, you know, love always being a fantastic thing that you don't have to work for. And I hear people say it. I hear people say it, and I feel, you know, it's so taking you down the wrong track. You know, love is work like anything else. It's something you have to put effort into. But if you watch the Wu Wei wisdom and you hear them talking about what love is, it sort of changes your view on love quite a lot, because love is a feeling. It's something you feel. It doesn't mean anybody owes you anything, and it doesn't mean you have to give it away, but it's certainly not a conditional thing. So love is something that you feel. So when we see the cups all laid out, we don't know what we're getting back. We may possibly go into something where we're not getting back our equal share of something. You can't expect to pick up a cup and always expect that the person you're dealing with knows how to give the same way you do. So sometimes we deceive ourselves with that by believing somehow or another, you know, everybody has goodness, everybody has the right intention. We can see with this one, the guy is very, very confused about what is right for him and what is not. We do, however, have the Ten of Cups here. So I feel the Ten of Cups is beautiful. Those cups are beautiful. This is about having a healthy life, healthy family, having plenty of love going round. It's all rainbows and unicorns with the Ten of Cups. Is that realistic? Quite possibly not. But you don't know what you're getting with the Seven of Cups. So are you getting the Ten of Cups? Are you getting the Six of Cups? What are you being offered? The Six of Pentacles. Are you being offered what you are seeing here? So you can go in, you know, all rainbows or lollipops, but at the end of the day, you don't know that somebody wants to invest the same way you do. And I guess that's something you find out in time. I'm wondering why that card jumped, because it's the Three of Swords. Okay. So there's sort of this energy here of the Three of Swords talks about hurt. It talks about pain. It talks about, the swords are about thoughts, ideas, speaking, the spoken word, clarity, and they're stabbed in this heart. There are three of them in the traditional tarot, which sort of implies that there's been some sort of hurt or pain. And when I look at these cards here, I feel, is this hurt and pain something you didn't think would happen? Maybe you had this idea that what you were moving towards was a Ten of Cups. Maybe somebody hasn't put into this situation the way you have. Now, we're not necessarily talking romantic love here. I know for a lot of people talk about their friendships and how people have taken advantage of them. But at the end of the day, the Three of Swords can be the words that hurt. They can be the words that have cut very deeply. They can be the lack of clarity that you've had in a situation. But whatever it is for you, it's left you feeling very sad about something. Okay, so we have here the Knight of Swords. This is somebody coming in very, very rapidly here with some sort of explanation. Somebody who wasn't invested or wasn't doing their equal share. Someone who led you to believe they were offering you something very, very beautiful. I don't think that came off, because you thought you were getting the Ten of Cups and what you got was the Three of Swords. So there was a huge amount of disappointment. And I feel like whoever this person is coming back in. Now, remember, it doesn't have to be romantic love. It could be somebody who's you've been friends with. It could be somebody in your family. But somebody has led you to believe that they were giving to you what you believed you were receiving. And that is really, that's for you to work out. But whoever this person is coming in here, they owe you an explanation. They are now here to present the Ten of Pentacles, which is beautiful. But can you trust them still? Because the Seven of Swords is still here. So we may be talking about someone who never gave you an explanation. This is my card of ghosting. It can sometimes mean that somebody wasn't investing. And they did feel the way that you think they felt. But maybe they never told you that. Maybe they fled or disappeared from your life with no explanation. This is really incredible, because there is some sort of rebirth coming through here. some sort of rebirth. I feel like it's the Temperance card as well. We're getting this Temperance card a lot lately, and I saw it very differently yesterday. Because for me, the Temperance card talks about equal balance, but sometimes it can be that we feel that we are putting something into something, but maybe another person is not contributing in the way we think they are. Good example. You know, you tell your children to make their beds, and they do it, and they do what they think is a fine job, and you walk into the bedroom and you think, oh my goodness, is that how they're going to make their beds? And you want to fix it. But I learned you don't fix it, because what you're saying to your child is you didn't do a good enough job. So you have to leave it as it is until they get better at doing what they're doing. And you have to accept that your 100% may be here, their 100% might be down here. Does that mean it's right or wrong? No. And people say to me, oh, I go in and fix the beds after them. And I think, well, what are you telling your children? You're telling them your 100% is not good enough. So it's a really big impact here. And I feel like with the Temperance card, that's what she's showing us this morning. It's like you may think things are really balanced and equal. Your person may think they're balanced and equal, but your ideas of what is balanced and equal may be very different. Your person may be thinking they're putting in what you need. You may be thinking you're putting in what you need. But are you putting in exactly the right amounts for both of you? And this is about communication. I feel like that's why you're getting that 3 of Swords there, because something broke down between two people because of a lack of communication. And that's what the 3 swords are representing. Something not going the right way. I feel like here that there was this energy. You're manifesting this person back in, by the way. There was an energy that you were putting in what you needed to put in. That everything was just hunky-dory, but I don't know that your person felt the same way. You may have become resentful and angry when they weren't contributing the same. I feel like words were spoken, or some sort of spiteful communication happened, and I feel like somebody ghosted someone. So let's have a look and see where that's taking us. All right, a lot of 10s in this reading. We have the Death card, which denotes the end of a cycle. So I feel like I'm speaking to people this morning who are about to close out a major cycle in their life. There's been some sort of realization, awakening, something coming to you here this morning, because we have the 10 of Swords, 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. We don't have the 10 of Wands yet, but I'm expecting that to come up as well. So the 10 of Swords talks about the end of some sort of negative cycle. The swords, as I said, represent ideas, thoughts, feelings, clarity, communication. Something has changed here, some sort of break. You've got some sort of break with something. You may be receiving something that gives you a lot more insight into something. Your person may have received something here that they've seen differently. Whoever you're dealing with here feels like they're coming towards you because they've seen something in a very different way. So, all right, so we have the Page of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands. And we have the 2 of Wands here. I feel like you're dealing with someone here who wants to make some sort of offer, wants to offer you something here that perhaps they should have offered you before. I don't think they've seen things the same way before. I think they've had some sort of indication that perhaps they've been looking at something the wrong way. I feel you probably more than likely are dealing with a fire sign here, a Leo, Sag or Aries, or someone who has those strong placements. There is somebody here who wants to take their power back and step up to the plate. There really is this energy here of wanting to put things right, wanting to express something to you that perhaps they haven't seen before. Now, this could be you wanting to do this, but I strongly feel it's someone you're dealing with here. Someone who's seen something from a different perspective. Again, you know, this Page of Cups could represent somebody in your life that you've had this situation with, not necessarily romantic love here. All right, we have 6 of Cups. So we know it's somebody that you've had prior dealings with. we have the Eight of Swords, okay, and the Four of Cups. Now, there seems to have been some sort of energy of something going on in the past where you have invested something with this Four of Cups. I feel like you may have invested something and this other person may not have seen things the same way as you did. You could have, it could be romantic for some of you because there looks like there was some sort of love offer made in the past. And when I see the Eight of Swords, it's always the energy of having that mentality that things don't go your way or that you're stuck in your head about things here. There's a lot of thoughts going around here. So I feel like there was some pain caused by a situation in the past that has taken you right back into this very primal energy of overthinking something, of maybe self-flagellation, as I always call it, punishing yourself for something that you feel you did wrong, when in reality you did nothing wrong. There was a miscommunication here of some kind. Now, the Six of Cups talks about something from the past. It talks about nostalgia, remembering. So this may have been something that impacted you so greatly that you found it difficult to let go of. There was a lot of healing in this situation here. But I really feel here, there's the Ace of Cups. Okay. Whoop. All right, so we have the Hierophant coming in and we have the Eight of Cups. Okay, so for some of you here that I'm speaking to, somebody is returning with an offer of love after perhaps you made an offer in the past that became some sort of energy of non-reciprocation or somebody not putting in their part, and you have walked away from a situation. I feel that you have probably done a lot to question yourself and your own motives here, because it looks as though you got stuck very much in this energy of the Eight of Swords. I feel like somebody wants to offer you stability here. I feel whatever this was before has changed. It's changed. There's been some sort of wake-up call here. So maybe somebody took some sort of communication very, very personally, and maybe they cut off contact with you because they'd taken some situation the wrong way, but instead of communicating that, it became a matter of either coarse words, harsh communication here, and somebody couldn't deal with that and they've walked away. And I feel like they're ready now to talk about what happened and where they were coming from with what there seems to be a communication here that should have happened a long time ago but has never been talked about or expressed here. This person is coming in with an offer of love, and I feel like with the Hierophant here, they do mean business. They do want something more stable. They do want something a little bit more equal. But this Eight of Cups here tells me that somebody is not satisfied with this emotional offer. So we'll have a look why. All right, so I feel like there was some here, something offered in the past that was not offered on an equal footing. So you may have offered this person love, they may have offered you love, it may have been a friendship, something was offered here and it wasn't what it seemed to be. It was definitely an illusion. I feel like you thought you were getting the Ten of Cups, but what you ended up with was the Three of Swords. I feel like somebody may have walked away from a situation due to unkind words or miscommunication. We do have the Knight of Swords here, so somebody wants to now offer this Ten of Pentacles. But I feel like with the Seven of Swords here, whoever this was that sort of left things undone or unsaid is now ready to speak up. I feel like they've been through some sort of transformation here because there's more balance with this person and now they want to move forward. So it's like somebody is ready to come back in, offer some sort of communication, talk about what went down. This is the conversation that you've been waiting to have with someone. Maybe you were very, very confused by what happened. Maybe you've never understood it. There was great love here. There was a lot of love in this situation. There was a lot of expectation as well. And I don't know that whoever this person was able to meet your expectations. Maybe this is you. Maybe your person expected a lot more from you than you were able to give. But whatever this is, there's a big love offer on the table here, and possibly for some of you, commitment. But with this Eight of Cups here, I'm a little confused as to why somebody is walking away from this situation. So we need clarity. Page of Pentacles. The King of Cups. Could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. The card of Leo is here with the Strength card, and we have Death or Rebirth. Your person wasn't able to offer you something in the past, and maybe this was a situation where somebody was either committed elsewhere or not able to offer you what you wanted. This is this Seven of Cups energy. It's like you had an idea of how things would go down, and this person's idea was very different to yours. I almost feel here, you know, with the Lion and the Lamb, it's sacrificial. But there is a death and rebirth here. Very strong Scorpio, Leo energy coming through here. There is some sort of death and rebirth here. But I feel like that's of the relationship or the situation. I feel like this is a gift coming to you here. I feel that the universe is giving you a gift of maybe closure, maybe being able to move on with this Eight of Cups. Maybe you've hung on to this situation wondering what happened because you didn't have that conversation. But somehow or another with this Eight of Cups, it will clear things up for you, because it brings about some sort of rebirth here. And I feel like your shadow energy is being brought to the surface. This is this Eight of Pentacles here. Eight of Swords coming through. So something is healing through this situation. It's something that needed to be healed within you that was not healed in the past. All right, we have the Ghost Dance. You know what? I feel like I've read this a couple of times recently. Sometimes I do that though, and I go back in to read it, and I cannot for the life of me remember reading it. It is the card of 22 for those of you who are seeing repeating numbers, and I've opened to the page again. The ghost dance of the American Plains Indians united the spirits of the living with those of the ancestors to bring peace to the world. When the ancestors are honoured, they bring harmony to us. When we hold them responsible for all that is wrong with us today, they haunt us. Honour the spirits of the ancestors and receive the lessons and gifts. This includes honouring your own past lives. The ancestors have a message of healing and a powerful medicine to offer you. Create a sacred moment at your altar, light a candle to them, and let their wisdom infuse you. At this stage in your life, you are done repeating their tragic stories. Step into the abundance that is offered to you, receive the gifts of those who've come before you, and write a new story for your life. The medicine here talks about a vicious cycle of nostalgia, mourning something lost in the past. I want to just read this last line for you, because it might be why some of you are going to walk away from this situation. Because it says, be wary of being snared in a relationship with someone from a past lifetime, as the people we loved or hurt us have a way of reappearing in our lives. There is no learning for you there anymore. So I feel like for some of you, it's just about closing this down. And I feel like your ancestors are probably encouraging you to complete a cycle here, some sort of cycle of pain that you've been through. This repeating pain was here to teach you something. And I feel like you're closing something out. So maybe for many of you, you'll walk away from this situation because there will be some sort of, I want to say, a reconciliation of past hurts. But there's some sort of energy of healing here. So you might be leaving something behind. I'll leave you with that. Thank you.